comes to handling the mind, we saw always there are two aspects. Whenever you talk about the mind, there are always two aspects. One is the conscious entity, that is myself, I, the thinker. Because thoughts can arise only to a conscious entity, to me. Is that not so? So, always this conscious entity, the thinker, is involved in any thought. And some object in the womb of the thought. Means the thought is always about something. It can either be about an object or emotions also. Or some ideas, concepts. You understand? So this is what in technical terms called as aham vritti and idam vritti they call. Aham means I. Aham vritti means thought. Idam means this or that. You point out. So as an object, emotions, thoughts. So always the mind has got these two aspects. One is the thinker or the feeler, whatever, and the thought or the object contained in the thought. So in the first technique, what we try to do, we as a meditator, we try to keep our attention or our mind on the object of meditation. We have taken the sound of a mantra. First we took Panchaksharam and then Pranava. So this is to gain Chitta Ekagratam, single pointed attention, concentration of the mind. Because of that we gain strength, inner strength. We gain the balance. So therefore, that is the first technique. Means the meditator trying to keep his attention on the object of meditation. If this is done for quite a long time, initially, as I told you, the mind will wander away. The meditation will be broken in between. But later it becomes unbroken. Like Amma said yesterday, Tailadhara. Like oil poured into a vessel of oil. How the dhara is there, the flow. Similarly, the mind continuously goes to the object of meditation without any break. Then, after some time, the meditator and the meditated upon just dissolves into that silence which is our true self. That is the first technique we saw. After gaining some sort of balance and inner strength through this technique, then we suggested another technique wherein I, the meditator, remain as a sakshi. Let there be any number of thoughts, emotions, concepts and ideas. I just watch and observe without getting involved. Without indulging in the thought or without struggling or fighting with the thought, I just watch and observe. Here, it's not important whether thoughts are good or bad, vulgar, whatever may be the thought. I just watch and observe. What happens? After some time, the thoughts will subside. And also along with that sakshi, whoever is trying to be a sakshi also, everything subsides. And then I pointed out, we should not initiate any thought to know the knower or the self, because self cannot be objectified, cannot be seen or known as an object, because it's very self, subject matter, it's very subject, can never become an object, because all objects are conditioned by space and time, but the self, the subject is beyond space and time, it is unlimited, it is infinite. You understand? It's Purnam. Therefore, we should not try to see or know the truth. We should just remain there. That's it. As the self. Being is knowing. So with Guru's grace, we make that final plunge We lose everything. We lose ourselves. That is the highest state. So this is the second technique. The second technique, wherein the meditator is remaining only as a sakshi. He is not meditating upon an object. He is just remaining as a sakshi witness. And he allows the thoughts to come and go. He is not concerned. He just watches as a detached observer. But for that you need a lot of balance. You should be awake, alert. So a lot of sattvam, I told you, it's not easy actually. But with practice, with detachment from the worldly things, this will come. So that's why asangoham, asangoham is very important. I am not in them. They are in me. I am not in them. Meaning, they depend on me for the thoughts. Because without me, how can there be a thought? The thoughts can come only to the conscious entity. That is me. So they are in me, means they depend on me. I am not in them. The self can exist even without thought. In samadhi, there are no thoughts. But still, the self is there. Self means the truth is there. Paramatma is there. Therefore, I am independent. I am not bound. I am not touched by any of the thoughts. Without practice. And you reach that absolute wherein you experience perfect oneness. Oneness means what? The bhedam, the differences between the world of objects and the differences between I, the seer and the seen, everything vanishes. And you are just into that one. You understand? Now Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, he advocates another technique wherein the meditator, that is me, I am not to be bothered about any of the thoughts. Because thoughts are so many, very different. Let there be any thought. Now he says, instead of focusing on the object, you focus yourself on the very subject. Who am I? See now what we are trying to do? Initially we started how? Focusing on object. And then remaining as a sakshi. And now focusing within. How beautiful it is. I assured you the first day, A to Z of meditation. I am not exaggerating. I am telling you the truth. This is what all about meditation. Wherever you go, whichever way you follow, either the meditator can meditate upon the object, or the meditator can remain as a sakshi, or the meditator can turn within and try to seek the source. Who am I? This I thought, everybody has got a feeling of I am. Whatever. Some people may identify with the body and say, I am tall, I am short, I am fat, I am lean, I am fair, I am black, whatever. Or identify with the mind, they say, I am good, I am bad. You know. I am a very compassionate person, I am emotional. And then we say, I am intelligent, I am creative. But I am, we say. I went there, I came here, I did this, I did that. So every moment of our life, we feel I am there. But we confuse ourselves with the body or the mind. So Bhagavan first of all sorts out, you are not this body. You are something else. It is auspicious. Inquire, who am I? Now, here the idea is not to focus on anything external, anything as an object. Here not even to observe the thoughts. Here instead, focusing the attention on the very source of all thoughts, that is me. Who am I? When you put the attention back to the self, who am I? and try to find out means really give your attention, find out from where this I thought arises. See, the I thought arises from somewhere. Bhagavan calls it as Hridayasthana, spiritual heart, he says, not the physical heart, pumping heart. He talks about a spiritual heart. So if you turn your attention on to the very meditator, who am I? And try to find out what is the nature of the meditator, from where he is arising. Then he says something extraordinary happens. Because of this effort, turning within and seeking the source, the very meditator just disappears. Bhagavan says, Nan endredum idam edana nada Nan thalai sandidum mundi para Jnana vicharam mundi para Nan endru elum idam edu Nan சொல்லிட்டு எங்கேருந்து எழுது அந்த இடம் ஏது என உள் நாட உள்ளே என்ன தோணும் அகத்துல உள்ள பார்த்து நாட நான் தலை சாய்ந்தது. That feeling of I just vanishes, disappears. இதுதான் ஞான விசாரம். நான் என்று எழும் இடம் ஏதென நாட நான் என்று எழும் இடம் ஏது என நாட உள்ள பார்த்து அது உண்டுன்னு போட்டு 3 சொல்லினா போட்டு அது உன் 2 சொல்லினா இல்லை 3 சொல்லினா அது உள்னு நான் தலை சாய்ந்திடும் முந்தி பர நான் தலை சாய்ந்தது ஞான விசாரம் முந்தி பர. When I, the seer, the thinker, when he dies, all the other thoughts which are dependent on this I, they also perish now. Because they are all dependent on this thought. Only to the thinker the thought can come. I told you now, when the thinker himself is not there, to whom the thought can come. So everything is settled. And only the self means true self, Paramatma, the self, true self, which is infinite, where there is no Vedam of whatsoever, that shines forth. நான் ஒன்று தானத்து நானான் என்றொழுதது தானாகத்தோன்றுமே உந்தி பர தானது குன்றமா உந்தி பர. நான் ஒன்று தானத்து, where the I perishes, there நான் என்றொழுதது தானாக தோன்றும். Where the real self shines as I, unbroken. Meaning what? பிழகு படாத உணர்வு நிலை. There is no I versus the rest. Only I alone. Ahameva. Aham abhyayaha. We say na. Aham eva means what? I alone. Nothing else. Aham abhyayaha. And that is infinite. It can never perish. That real self shines forth. This is Atma. So here also, one reaches one's own self and abides there. And then his vision is vision of oneness. As I told you yesterday, it's not only vision of oneness, he enjoys great peace, peace that passes the understanding. And in that great peace, there is great bliss, joy, ananda. And since there is no ego, that is true love. And there, none of the objects, emotions and thoughts enter. So they cannot touch you. So you are not disturbed by any pairs of opposites. Sukha dukkam, man avamanam, man apamanam. You are not touched by any gruna apina vicharate. Whatever may be the sorrow, it cannot touch you. So that is the highest gain, supreme gain. Yam labdva cha param labham. That is the supreme gain. There is nothing more to attain because there is nobody to seek anything. There is nobody to seek anything further. He has died, he is dead, gone. So that is the highest gain. And in that there is no poku varavu. Because there is no desire. Only because of desire we come back here. No desire, no fear. So that is the absolute. So in that, You see yourself in everybody. Meaning, in the transactional world, even if you function in the world, you don't see everybody as different, some strangers. No. You feel the same self which is functioning through here is functioning from every heart. Meaning, I alone am expressing through all the eyes, through all the ears, through all the hands, through all the legs. I alone am eating through all the mouth. Ahamannam, 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 ahamannado, ahamannadaha. Meaning what? Ahamannam, ahamannam. The object which I am eating also is me only. Ahamanna. I am the eater. I am the eater eating through all mouths. This is the experience. Ahamannadaha, ahaggashlokad, ahaggashlokad, ahamasmi pratamajartasya. This is the experience. So when he sees himself everywhere, in every being, there is samadrishti. He sees everybody the same. For him there is no friend, no foe. Foe means enemy. For him there is nobody who is very dear or nobody who is not dear. Nothing like that. For him, all beings are the expression of Paramatma or his own self. His own self. Therefore, complete Samatva Bhavam is there. This is most wonderful. This you can see in the lives of great masters like Bhagavan Swami Ramana Swaroopananda. In his ashram, human beings, cows, monkeys, dogs, everything is same. Bhagavan treats everybody with a lot of compassion. He loves everything. There was a cow called Lakshmi. That cow was so dear to him, and the cow also reciprocated. Or cow was so dear, or cow was so much showing affection, Bhagavan also reciprocated the same. And monkeys, they had more privilege than the human beings there. Bhagavan always takes the side of monkeys only. What they will do, you should be careful. Why are you keeping the banana out? Monkeys will come and take only. So you should be careful. So Bhagavan was so compassionate. Same to all. Rich or poor, illiterate or educated, everybody is the same. This is something extraordinary because we always function through the mind, through our raga vision, likes and dislikes. We like some, we don't like, or we are neutral, indifferent. This is the disease in the mind. That is the root of all samsara. We saw yesterday, right? But this Mahatma, since he sees himself, he appreciates the differences, meaning what? He also knows. But in spite of that, his experiences, his own self is expressing. So therefore, he cannot hate anybody. Adveshta sarva bhutanam. Maitra Karuna Evacha. This is the state of a great devotee or the great Mahatma. Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. He has no hatred towards any being. Maitra Karuna Evacha. Only there is a feeling of Mitra Bhava. Means he cares. He is concerned about the welfare of everybody. Karuna. Compassion. See, in Saundarya Lahari, a beautiful expression. There, Kanchi Paramacharya gives a commentary. He says, when he was explaining the Navavida Rasa or the Bhava expressing through Amba's eyes, see, in that Nava Rasam, that Navavida Bhavam, Dukkha also is one of the Rasam. But Amba cannot have Dukkha. Sorrow. So how it expresses? It expresses this karuna, he says. You know why? Because Amba is so concerned about her own children. Ayyo, the kuழந்தைகள்லாம் ஏன் இப்படி தவிக்கிறீர்கள் பாவம். இங்கே தவிக்க வேண்டிய அவசியமே இல்லையே அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு கருணை, அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு இரக்கம். அவளுக்கு மனசு வருத்தமா இருக்கும். தட் எக்ஸ்பிரஸஸ் அஸ் கருணாங்கிறது. ஸோ அம்பாளுக்கும் ஒரு வருத்தம் ஏற்படுது. எப்போ தன்னோட குழந்தைகளை கண்டு, ஐயோ இந்த குழந்தைகளும் கஷ்டப்படுறாங்களே. ஆனால் அம்பாளுக்கு எப்படி வருத்தம் ஏற்பட முடியும்? இஸ் ஆனந்த ரூபி இல்லையா? ஸோ பரமாச்சாரியா சேஸ் தட் இஸ் வாட் இஸ் எக்ஸ்பிரஸிங் இஸ் கருணா. Oh, beautiful. So the Mahatma Ashokavanta Karunaikavanta Kaupinavanta Kalubhagyavanta. His only attitude towards the world of beings is one of Karuna. Why? He has experienced that Purna and he feels there is nothing wrong anywhere. Everybody is the same truth, Purnam only. If that is so, why these children are identifying with the body mind? And why are they feeling very low? Why are they getting attached? Why are they suffering? Why? Can't we do something about it? That is what is their attitude. So only Karuna, nothing else. They want nothing from you because they have already got everything. Whatever you can give is all perishing only. They have got that which will never perish, that infinite. வெள்ளை பூவும் அல்ல, வேறு எந்த மலரும் அல்ல, உள்ள கமலமடி உத்தமனார் வேண்டும். They want only your heart. Heart means your true love and devotion. Why? Then you will be purified. See? When you are purified, when you develop devotion to the teacher or to the Lord, you become pure to Him. When you are pure to Him, the knowledge happens. The knowledge is shared. The tuning happens. So therefore, their only attitude is of Karuna. Abhyaja Karuna. For no reason, they have compassion. We have this kind of feeling only for some reason. But for them, no reason, because they have attained everything. They need not come out of that samadhi sthiti. They can be always there. அவங்க கண்ணை திறந்து நம்மளை பார்க்குறாங்கனாலே கருணைனால, வாயை திறந்து பேசுகிறாங்கனாலே நம்ம மேலே உள்ள கருணைனால, அவங்க என்ன செஞ்சாலும் நம்ம எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் ஆஃப் கருணை தான். ஏன்னு கேட்டால் அவங்க செய்ய வேண்டிய அவசியமே இல்லை எதுவுமே. தே ஹவ் அட்டைன்ட் எவ்ரிதிங். தே ஆர் நாட் இன் த பாடி மைண்ட். தே ஆர் பிரம்மம் ஒன்லி, பூர்ணம் ஒன்லி. See, this bodily existence like food and water, they don't care because they are not the body, and this body is a burden on them. So they don't care actually. If it drops dead, they are happy. That is why Paranirvana is celebrated. It is not mourned. So they don't want anything. They don't have any fear of death or anything. So if the body drops dead, they are happy. Papa, ஒரு உபத்திரவம் போச்சு. Meaning, they are absolutely independent, swatantraha. They don't depend on anything. Paratantra means what? Depending on somebody, something. Swatantra means what? Depending on oneself. Absolutely, they depend only on themselves. They are Atma Tushtaha. They are very satisfied with their own self. Atma Ramaha. They are always reveling in their self. Atma Krida, they are sporting in themselves. So they are totally satisfied, totally fulfilled. They have no desire whatsoever, no fear. So they don't expect anything whatsoever. If at all they are giving, it is out of compassion. They don't even have the idea of that they are giving to somebody, because they are not having the ahankar that I am giving. Or they don't see anybody as other than themselves. Absolutely, there is no ego of giving or even accepting. See, love is fulfilled only if you are able to give and accept. If you say, I don't accept anything, it is not love. You give and you be magnanimous able to accept. You don't need anything. But only in giving love is fulfilled. when the other person feels like giving, accept it with magnanimity. That is also a way of expressing your love. So this Mahatma remains as a lighthouse, as I told you yesterday, Kalangarai Vilakkama, because other jivas are still struggling in the ocean of samsara. But Swamiji, from that standpoint, then there are no jivas, there is no world, no objects, emotions, thoughts, everything is fine. But still, in the relative sense, you don't ask how. It cannot be expressed, explained, but still, if they are doing this work, teaching, everything is out of compassion, means they are seeing the jivas struggling and they become the lighthouse or the Kalangarai Vilakkam for all the jivas to come back to the shore. The Piravi Kadalai Kadapadakku, they become Kalangarai Vilakkam, or they become the Thoni. Thoni means a boat. Manasa Bhajare Guru Charana Dustara Bhavasagara Tarana. Dustara Bhavasagara. Bhavasagara means Piravi Kadal. Tarana means to swim or to cross. They are the support. They are the boat. So that is how they live, and that is how they express. So all this can happen when we abide in ourselves. We should not give room to this weakness. I am that. I am Purna Paramatma. And I have nothing to do with any of these anatmas. We have to assert ourselves again and again and again in the seat of meditation. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham. Sadhana daseda, asangoham, asangoham. No. In the compassion, in the samayatvaru, ella unanda samayatvaru compassion. But sadhana daseda, he is identified with the body mind and he is confused. So to withdraw, he has to say asangoham, asangoham. And he has to focus on himself. And then he has to assert his true nature. Satchidananda Rupo. I am that, Satchidananda. Aham eva, I alone am. Aham abhyaya, I am imperishable, indestructible. Vyayam means to die or to change, to perish. Avyayam means it will not change, it will not perish. Whatever changes will perish. That which will never change will never perish. So we have to assert our true nature, abide in our true self. So now to summarize quickly what all we learned. Number one, to start, we have to live the life of dharma. By living the life of adharma, nobody can hope to practice this spiritual path or follow the spiritual path. That is the most important thing for path of dharma. And number two, we have to develop devotion, Shraddha Bhakti, true devotion to the Lord, to the Ishvara, and towards our own teacher, to the Guru, and to the scriptures, Veda Mata, Shruti Mata. She is really Mata only. She is a mother only. Out of compassion, she is revealing the truth. So we should have so much feeling of gratitude, and we should develop devotion towards the Ishvara, the scriptures, the Veda Mata, and our Guru, the teacher. And then we should learn to take care of this body, because the body is an instrument using which we can do our sadhana. So we should not neglect or abuse this body. So we should sit properly, learn to sit properly. Asana, Sukham Stiram Asana. Means in which posture we can sit for long, comfortably, firm, without shaking, moving. That is the right asana. But don't too much get lost into asanas, I tell you. One asana you practice and that's it. Either Sukhasana or Siddhasana or Padmasana, these three asanas, any of the one you practice, that is enough for meditation. Suppose if you want some other benefits like health, other things, flexibility and all those things, you can practice yoga. Definitely it is helpful. But for meditation, this one is enough. And then prana. There are so many different techniques of pranayama. Prana is a big power because that is instrumental for all our physiological function, for our perception, for our excretion, for the circulation, for the digestion, even for thinking. The pranas are instrumental. So when you really control the prana and can regulate the prana, your physical and mental health will be very good. So prana is very beautiful, pranayama. But for dhyana, vikshana pranayama is sufficient. Watch and observe the breath without meddling with it. Let the breath go and come. You don't try to do anything, just watch and observe. Continuously when you watch and observe, the pranas become very shallow. And the mind also becomes very quiet because prana and mind has got very close association. When you control the prana, mind also is controlled. So mind now comes for us to work upon. It becomes available. Then, initially, it is always advised to keep the mind as a meditator. I am trying to keep my attention or mind on the object of meditation. The object can be anything, like the divine form of the Lord, or it can be a jyoti, or it can be a mantra. Mantra means the sound of the mantra. See, why I am not suggesting form? Some people take the form of one who are devoted to the Lord. For them the form is very beautiful. But since form has got very different aspects, hands, legs, we get distracted even by that variety. So it is my own personal experience. Then we do not know whether Balakrishna or Gopi Krishna, Gopi Rodha Krishna or Radha Krishna. You don't know. So always there is a conflict whenever there are very many things. So my personal suggestion or my own idea is mantra is arupa and mantra is very powerful. Manana trayati mantraha, meaning that which protects the person who is chanting, that is called as mantra. Since rishis have given, it has got a very great power within it to purify the mind and to unify the mind. So when you can keep the mind on the mantra, pranava is the most beautiful. But some Mahatmas, they say Grihastha should not chant pranava. Why? They are so scared that they will give up everything and run away. But do not worry about that. God will take care of everything. Whichever your mind is going towards, take that. Panchakshara is wonderful. If your Shishya Devata is Krishna, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If your deity is Rama, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. If your deity is Muruga, Om Namo Saravana Bhavaya Subramanya, something like that. There are different mantras. Om Gham Ganapataye Namaha is for Ganesha. Om Gham Ganapataye Namaha is a traditional mantra given in the Atharva Shishya Upanishad. Ganapati Atharva Shishya Upanishad. Om Gham Ganapataye Namaha. For Ambal there are so many wonderful things. This Shodashakshari and all. That you should take it from the right guru and practice it the right way. Ambal is a very powerful deity, right? So for her also there are mantras. So like that there are so many mantras. According to your temperament, you can choose a mantra and try to keep the mind on the sound of the mantra. What happens? Everything. Mind gets very concentrated. It becomes very powerful. Sayyama, they say. Patanjali Yoga says Sayyama. Sayyama means mind is so concentrated, it can pierce through anything. If I look at you, I can read your mind. If I look at the stars, I know everything about the Vani, about sky. If I look at the atom, I know everything about the atom. See, this is how the mind is. Mind is so powerful. If I think something, it will happen. Why? The mind has got that power. Since our mind are so shattered, we are very weak. நாய் கூட நம்ம சொல்றது கேட்க மாட்டேன் விரட்டா வந்து கவரிங் மேலே பாயறேங்க because we are so weak, because we are not trying to develop, invoke that power, the power of the mind. When you really concentrate the mind, you develop wonderful power. Sayyama, they say in technical language. The mind is so concentrated, one-pointed, it can pierce through anything. Just one sankalpa is enough. If you think about it, it will happen. It should happen. But we should not get distracted by those powers. It will just kill you, kill the seeker. So either you put the first, initially you have to concentrate on the mantra. Because to remain as a Sakshi is not everybody's cup of tea. As I told you, we have not trained our mind, so mind may feel dull and sleep. Or it gets carried away. It is very hard to sit as a Sakshi because it's very subtle. It's a subtle thing. So after practicing the first technique, you gain some inner strength and that balance and that sattva, purity. Then you can sit as a Sakshi. The Guru is within. He will guide you from within. How to sit as a Sakshi. How to be just an observer. Not getting entangled in any thought. If you can practice it for quite some time, all the thoughts will subside. And even the person who is trying to remain as Sakshi also will subside. And there everything is gone. At that moment, the seeker should never try to know the truth. Because by wanting to know the truth, he is initiating other thoughts again. And once again he is there, the meditator or the knower and the known, and it becomes samsara, meaning you can never know the truth as an object. It is a very subject, therefore you have to lose yourself. Be there. Remaining Sakshi is one thing. Instead of that, just turn within. Do not worry about any other thoughts. Let them be anything. ஒரு ஈஷ சக்தி இங்கே எல்லாவற்றையும் நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கிறது. A power, the Lord's power is running the show. You offer everything unto it. Let it carry on its business. You now vanda velai kavani, meaning let the world function in its own way. Let the mind function in its own way. Let the body function in its own way. Whatever happens, happens. Now I am not concerned about any of this world, of other world. My only question is, who am I? From where this I thought is arising? If you can turn attention to the very meditator, the very person who is trying to meditate, I tell you that is most powerful and most subtle. So, first you meditate on an object, you remain a Sakshi, and then you turn within and meditate on yourself. Who am I? And that I also vanishes. With the I, all things associated with the mind. In fact, this world is only the projection of the mind. There is nothing called as the world. Really? Yes. It's only imagination of the mind. When the mind subsides, everything goes. Actually speaking, there is no Namarupa Jagat. It's all our own fanciful imagination. அதில் ஒரு சில பேர் அம்மா அப்பா ஐயோ மனைவி மக்கள், அதில் ஒரு சில நண்பன் நண்பேண்டா உயிரியே கொடுப்பேண்டா, அதில் என்னுடைய மொழி என்னுடைய இனம், ஆஹாஹாஹா நான் பிராமணன் நான் சத்திரியன், ஆஹாஹா நான் இந்தியன் நான் அமெரிக்கன், My God, I tell you, all this is ignorance only. All this is ignorance. All this is fanciful things. Even wonderful ideas about God. My God. I am not saying there is no God. Our idea about God, it's all fanciful. All things go. And you are left with only yourself. And that is the supreme. Because it is ocean of bliss. Where there is no scope for any dukkha. Not only dukkha, even sukha. Since Swamiji, it is not mana unarvu, adhukku kadandadu. See, in the manadhukku sukha dukkam undam. Mana unarvu சொல்றாங்க sukha dukkate. It is beyond mind ways, it is beyond sukha dukkha. It is something else, totally something else. And there the jnani revels. So therefore he becomes a real great Mahatma who wants nothing from the world, who only gives and gives, and who becomes the source of all light, guiding the humanity. This is how it is. This is how we should go. So I suppose we have covered A to Z. And the key to open meditation is Abhyasa Vairagya. You have to practice regularly, consistently. Maybe you choose a time and a place. If you are inspired, very good. And Vairagya means we should develop detachment towards world of objects, emotions and thoughts. That is the key to open meditation. And as I told you, to gain balance, because we should be awake and alert in the seat of meditation. So we have developed sattvam. Tamas leads to dullness, sleep. Rajas leads to agitation, sorrow, attachment, everything. Sattva is pure. Sattva gives clarity. Sattva helps you in meditation. You gain awareness, you gain alertness, and your buddhi is purified intellect that can guide you, help you. So sattva is good. So to gain sattva, you should follow life of middle path. Moderation. So we have to eat sattvic food, that also is right quantity. Not too much or not too less. We have to sleep also properly. Not too much or too less. We have to work and we have to relax. Not become a workaholic or take all the work on your head and go on working and say I am doing wonderful things. No, you cannot be a seeker because too much of work will tire you down and you cannot sit comfortably for it. That much of work the Lord sends, you take it. Which comes on your way, you take it and be happy. Don't try to prove yourself to anybody. Don't try to go on pleasing the world or showing off. No, not required. Too much of relaxation, too much of taking rest. That also dulls the intellect, mind. So this middle path gives you sattva. That sattvam gives you the balance. More you reduce tamas and rajas, more you develop sattva, more you become alert, awake. More you can think properly. So for developing sattva, you should always seek the company of sattvic people, good people, satsangam. And you should always see to it that your mind is very pure. In that level, you should maintain the purity. And the Lord's name purifies. It develops, it gives you a lot of sattva. So to gain balance, you need sattva. So this is A to Z about meditation. There is nothing more. Wherever you go, whatever technique you follow, either you have to meditate on an object, or you should remain as a sakshi, or you should focus your attention on the meditator. Beyond that, what else is there? Swamiji, that is on Kundalini. Yes, Kundalini is there, invoke it. and it can pass through different chakras, it can go to Sahasrara. It's a different path. There also what they say, it gets united with Parashiva, and then the Amritam flows. Though it is said in all these terms, it all means the same only. And they say Arohanam, Avarohanam. Those things I don't know. After reading this Saundarya Ladari only, Kanchi Paramacharya talks about all those things. Arohanam, Avarohanam. When you take that Kundalini up, you should bring it down also properly. If it India Pratipochana, no problem. So it should be done properly with the guide of the right Guru. So to invoke that Kundalini, Vasi Yogam Ter. Yoga some say Vasi Yogam Ter. Vasi means prana. See, this Hatha Yoga is there to invoke that Kundalini Shakti. That is Shakti in the form of the serpent, coil, it is in the Mooladhara. It is Shakti. Yes, it is there. It can be invoked to proper practice. Mantra, Yantra, Tantra. Mantra. A mantra. Whatever the teacher gives you. Yantra. Yantra is an instrument on which you can invoke the great divine grace. And Tantra. Tantra is this Kundalini Yoga. There you sit in the right posture, and Nadi Shuddhi and other things. You purify all the Nadis, and then through Rechaka, Puraka and Kumbhaka, you try to invoke that Shakti, and then the Shakti is taken, it rises to all the different chakras, Shat chakras they say, and when it goes to each chakra, different experiences, and wonderful things happen, and it's taken to the Sahasrara. Ayiram Idalgal Virinda the Sahasrara. When it is taken there, it is said Shakti unites with Parashiva, and there the oneness only is spoken there also. And then Amrutama Poliyuma, and the Anandram Sodanganikam. Illa Nadi Narambu, Upur Nadi and Amrutam Poliyuma. So then you feel fulfilled. So that is another path. You understand? So therefore, but yes, lot of powers, extraordinary powers, siddhis may come. But these siddhis, we should be very, very careful. It can really distract you from the path. It can really pull you down. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful. And another thing, love can harm you. Humiliation is very helpful. For a sadhak, love and affection is a big shatru. If somebody loves you, be careful. Run away. If somebody censures you, criticizes you, condemns you, be there, be happy. Because because of this ahankara only every problem. If there is humiliation, it should be welcome. Yes, this is good for me. Aha. கடவுள் நம்மள நெருப்புல போட்டு அப்படியே காட்சி எடுத்தாலும் நல்லது. வேறு இந்த அகங்காரத்துக்கு இந்த அழியும் அப்பதான் தனியை கொடுத்தது. இதை பேம்பர் பண்ணிட்டே இருந்தால் அது குதிச்சு ஆடும். இதை நல்லா உதன்னு உதச்சா ஏதோ ஒரு வகையில் கடவுள் கொடுக்குற உதவியா இருக்கலாம், உலகம் கொடுக்குற உதவியா இருக்கலாம், இல்லை நாமளே கொடுக்குற உதவியா இருக்கலாம். So when there is humiliation, when there is dukkha, when there is tragedy, it's good. When there is pampering, when there is too much of love and affection, when there is praise, beware, it cannot help you. Shurasya dhara, walking on the racer's edge, this way or that way, you can fall anytime. Walking on racer's edge, one has to be very careful, very alert. The mind can take you for a good ride. The mind can take you for a good ride because mind is Maya at play. Maya at work. So one has to develop devotion to the feet of the Sadguru. of the Lord and pray every day sincerely. Oh Lord, give me Sadbuddhi. This is what we have to pray. At least I pray. Give me Sadbuddhi. Sadbuddhi means what? To discriminate between Sat and Asat, Atma and Anatma. So give me Dharma and Adharma. Give me Sadbuddhi. Give me Sadbhavana. Our attitude should be always right, pure. Give me Sadbhavana and give me devotion to your feet. என்னே இவற்றை என்னுயிரே எண்ணம் எதுவோ அது செய்வாய் கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையில் காதல் பெருக்கே தருவாய். So give me devotion to your divine feet, holy feet, and ஆன்மாவில் நிட்டனாவாய். Bhagavan has said, this is Bhagavan's Ashram. ஆன்மாவில் நிட்டனாவாய், meaning, O Lord, may I gain that abidance in itself. ஆன்மாவிலே நிட்டனா இருக்கிறதுக்கு எனக்கு அருள். எனக்கு வேற ஒன்றுமே வேண்டாம். வேற எதெல்லாம் நடக்கணுமோ நடக்கட்டும். அது பாட்டு நல்லது பொல்லாதது எல்லாம் நடக்கட்டும். அது உன்னுடைய ராஜ்யம். நீ நடத்திக்கோ. நான் சொன்ன முதல் கேட்கவா போயிடு. நினைச்சு தான் செய்ய போயிடுது எல்லாரும் இல்லையா? என்னே இவற்றை என்னுயிரே எண்ணம் எதுவோ செய்ய சொல்ல கேட்டா எப்படிதான் நினைச்சுதான் செய்ய போற? நான் சொல்லியா கேட்க போறேன்? நடத்து ஓ ராஜ்யத்தை. இது ஓ ராஜ்யம். நம்ம குழந்தைகிட்ட அப்படிதான் சொல்லணும் இல்லையா? குழந்தையே எப்படிதான் நீ சொல்ற செய்ய போற? நான் சொன்னாலும் கேட்க போறேன். அந்த மாதிரிதான் கடவுள் சொல்லணும். எண்ணம் எதுவோ அது செய்வாய் கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலை காதல் பெருக்கே தருவாய். Only one thing I want, devotion to your feet. Because when that is gained, everything is gained. When devotion to the feet is gained, everything is gained. When the Guru Bhakti happens, everything is gained. And at that point, even Mukti becomes very insignificant. Why? Mukti is nothing. When there is devotion towards the Lord, true pure devotion towards the Lord, towards Sadguru, even Mukti becomes insignificant. Because Bhagavatam and the great masters say, when you have got devotion to the Lord, to the Guru, Mukti will come and wait at your feet now. Let me come and serve you. Let me come and serve you. When you want, you can take the service. Or you say, wait. I am very, very involved in the devotion to the Lord. Wait for some time, you can say. For the true devotee, the Mukti is waiting to serve. Mukti is nothing compared to the true devotion to the Lord. When you have got that devotion, everything is done. அப்புறம் தியானம் பண்ணவே வேண்டாம். When there is true devotion to the Lord, மனசு தன்னால ஒன்றும் அந்த அன்புல நிறைஞ்சு மனசு கரைஞ்சிடும். இந்த அன்புன்றது அவ்வளோ பவர்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு சக்தி. இந்த உலகத்திலே அற்புதமான சக்தி அன்பு தான். வேற எதுவுமே கிடையாது. அன்பால மனசு நிறைஞ்சதுன்னா மனசு கரைஞ்சு போயிடும். அந்த அன்பு தான் வரவே மாட்டேங்குது. மனசு கல்லா இருக்கு, பாறை மாதிரி. சில பேருக்கு நேச்சுரலாகவே அந்த அன்பு அதிகமாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா, பக்தி அதிகமாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா மனசு அப்படியே கரைஞ்சு போயிடும். அவனுக்கு ஞானமும் தேவையில்லை, யோகமும் தேவையில்லை, எதுவுமே தேவையில்லை. அன்பால நிறைஞ்சு வழிஞ்சான்னா அவனோட இதயம் கரைஞ்சிடும். அதான் காஞ்சி பெரியவர் சொல்றார், அம்பாள் மேல அன்போடு நீ ஊறுகினேன்னா, மனசு நிறைஞ்சதுன்னா மனசு அப்படியே கரைஞ்சு ஓஞ்சு போயிடும். அவன் தியானமே பண்ண வேண்டாம். அவன் இந்த மண்டை உடைச்சு சாஸ்திரம் எதுவுமே படிக்க வேண்டாம். எதுவுமே படிக்காமே அந்த ஸ்திதியில் அவன் இருப்பான். ஸோ devotion to the Lord is a real thing to be gained, and everything is gained. I am very satisfied. You know why? Because this series of talks have given me lot of clarity on meditation and lot of reassurance to me. So I am very, very satisfied. About you, I don't know. Whatever happened, it is all His grace. His grace. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Hari